Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Sensu Pop Deck Profile. What we have for you today is we're going to talk about the deck profile. We're going to run the Buuhan engine, but we're going to run it with a Tournament of Power leader, the Universe 7 Frieza leader, and we're going to run with an inclusion of some Tournament of Power card, basically this card. The reason why this card is included is because with him, the Buuhan engine became much more viable. And the reason why is that this guy enables, it's a 3-drop red Majin Buu, so you could evolve the 5-drop on top of him with just 2 red cores, and then he allows you to do a search for any Majin Buu that you need. So if you do not have the Barrier Buu, you can search for it. If you do not have the 5-drop Majin Buu, you could search for it. So it becomes way viable with this guy, and we're gonna talk about how to set him up and then how do you bring him up in turn 4. Of course, a lot of people out there it's playing with Super Saiyan 3, and definitely Super Saiyan 3 leader with the blue leader is definitely way faster when it comes to setting up any decks. Any decks is much faster with that leader. But the difference between this particular, why are we using Universe 7? By the way, this deck is sent to me by a fellow player of mine, and we kind of was chatting over, because he is not in Munich, we were chatting over it, and then he kind of taught me how to play with this deck and the reason why he chose a certain card. I make the deck, test played it for 2 days, and I really like it because it's really good. So back to the Super Saiyan 3 topic, and the reason why we are not using the Super Saiyan 3 leader, because not that it is not good, it's definitely good, it's faster, but it has one weakness. The weakness is that to make the Buuhan engine really workable, you do need a couple of cards in your hands. So you need the Barrier Buu. You could skip the Barrier Buu technically, but if you would not want to skip the Barrier Buu, you could play the red Buu. You need the red Buu to be in your hand, you need the 3-drop Buu to be in your hand, you need one of the Gohans to be in your hand, and then you could search for it. So that's that. But the Universal 7 leader kind of takes this away, because you will play some Universe 7 cards that you can take, and then you would dump it, you would dump it, you would dump it, draw 2 cards, dump it, draw 2 cards. It really cleans the deck up really fast and bring the necessary cards into your hand. Not to say that when even your leader is being attacked, you get to draw the card. So I've been playing with someone who was playing SS3 Buuhan. Definitely he is way faster, but he has a real problem because he brings out the Buuhan so fast. I don't really care. I really don't care. And sometimes he brings it out without barrier. That means with my awakened side, I could just tap him. I could just tap that guy out, and anybody who's played Yajirobe, anybody who plays Android 16, I can just tap them out with my Universe 7 Frieza leader, make the card draw, and then go for the game. So it's a little bit more grindy, but a little bit more viable in my opinion. So without further ado, here's it. Let me talk about the deck tech. Alright, this is gonna be our leader for the deck. He is Frieza. He is the Universe 7 Frieza. His ability is this, that he is the warrior of Universe 7. That means treat all cards that are Universe 7 as if they have no specified cost. That means it doesn't mean that you don't have to pay them, you have to pay them. It's just that you don't need it. You don't need to pay the exact energy. They become colorless. You can pay it with any color energy that you have. And his another ability that he has is that activate main. So once per turn, you can pitch one of your cards from your hand, which is a Universe 7 cards, and then you draw 2 cards. It's very good for recycling. You will see that we will put in quite a number of Universe 7 cards in our hands, and it gets you the card draw, and hopefully it draws onto a card that you require. So awaken, when he is 4 or less, flip him over, you get to untap 2 energy. Pretty nice artwork. I really like this. So warrior of Universe 7, so he has his permanently specified course thing remains. And activate main, it's almost the same, but with a little touch. So when you pitch a card this time around, you get to draw 2 cards, but at the same time, you get to pick one of your opponents, choose one of your opponent's battle card, and then switch it to rest mode. So it's really good against things like the revenge blockers, like Yajirobe and Android 16. People put that on the field, and what they don't know is that you can use this, tap them, and then you can swing with your Buuhan later. So he is a pretty aggressive leader and helps a lot with the recycling of cards. But what he does not do is that when you attack, he doesn't draw a card, because you already draw 2 cards by pitching 1 card. So that is kind of like the bad point when it comes to him, or a good point. I would really like that if he swings, he draws an additional card, but that would be 3 card draws, but then it's a -1 on your hand, a -1 on something that you don't need. Anyway, so I don't know whether would that be too overpowered if he has such a high ability of card drawing, but that means this leader, basically, you don't need to race to awaken yourself. That you don't need to do it with this leader. Okay, let's talk about the cards that we will be playing. Of course, we are playing Buuhan. What is Buuhan without 4 copies of surprise attack Majin Buu? So what this guy does is that when you play this card, you get to choose 1 Majin Buu from your deck and put it into your hand. That it's a pretty. Oh, there is like 25k. That means you cannot pick a big one, but nobody wants to pick the big one anyway. The blue one, yes, you cannot pick the blue one, just the superpower, like the Kid Buu, the 30k. This is something you can't pick, but other than that, you can choose almost every other one, unless you want to do the 30k from your deck. I don't know why you want to do that, but this guy can't do it. But you can pick most of the cards. You can pick the Majin Buu. And so there is some, and he is an evolved target. He is a red Majin Buu, so he is an evolved target for your next play. So the next card that we are playing is one of the cards that you can pick. It's a barrier Buu. I call him the barrier Buu because all you have to do is to put it under Union Exalt, and your Majin Buu has barrier, so they cannot do anything. But Xeno can, but they cannot just pop the card, pop your Buu after that. This is the main guy that starts all your engine. So so you have to pay the 2 red. After you play the 2 red, you can evolve on top of the red Buu, and you place 1 card underneath, and you can start your evolve chain. This is a good card that comes from Tournament of Power. I really like this card. So evolve at 3 any energy, which is really good. On top of red Majin Buu, you get double strike, you get barrier. That means this card stays on the board. And activate main, you get to choose 1 card from your hand and add it to choose 1 card from your life and add it to your hand. Take note, activate main, this guy gains 500. That means it's not when you play this card, it's activate main, and it did not say once per turn. That means if you need to take 2, you could just take the 2 of them, 2 lives, and add it. You can activate 2 times and it gets 10k. So 35, double striker, barrier, really great card. And okay, so we're gonna play 4 copies of Grand Evil Absorption Majin Buu. Sorry about the card. What happened is that I didn't realize that the SD card was full, so it wasn't recording after that. I had to make some adjustment, but I don't want to waste the footage. I'm lazy. So we're gonna play this. This is the big Buu that you want to bring out. He is really powerful. I will talk about what I do with him later. And cherry on top of the topping stuff, dessert, haha, the ultimate evil Majin Buu. So this Kid Buu, add 1 blue energy. Just keep your 1 blue energy free, right? You place 1 card, you get to your Buu becomes active again, you get triple strike, and if it's evolved, this gets 30k. So 60k triple strike, pretty powerful guy to play with. Alright, so let's talk about the other cards that we are playing. We have some evolved target. So ability unleash Ultimate Gohan. This is one of the not evolved target, some of the absorbed target. So we play 4 copies of ability unleash Ultimate Gohan. I think most of us know this. This is our favorite BCC Gohan. and we play 2 copies of Miraculous Comeback Ultimate Gohan. In the play testing, this is much better than this guy, because you get to draw cards and then you get to go for double striking. Usually you can go for the leader. Of course, if they have some very small little creatures on board, this guy is the better one. Alright. So some of the Universe 7 cards that we are playing is we play 4 copies of the Master Roshi Negate. So you negate the attack for 1 energy because of this leader. You don't even care that if it's yellow or stuff, you can pay with any energy and it counters the attack, it negates, and you get to play this card. So you can use the 5k to combo or to offensively or defensively combo. So Universe 7 representative, you can choose to take this card and throw it away to draw 2 cards, or you can pay it at 1 cost, and what it does is that you get to look at the top cards and such. So this comes in clutch when you don't have the red Majin Buu to start with. So I will play this just to search for the Majin Buu if I don't have it in my opening hand. If not, this usually goes into the drop area just to fetch me the cards. Of course, we play 4 copies of Focus Mind Son Gohan. You could discard this card definitely to get to draw 2. I seldom play with this 3 because although every single time you get to search for Universe 7 cards, but the meta is so fast that every single time you get 1, you get 1. Of course, if you cast 1, you can get 1 and pitch 1 to draw 2 cards. Pretty damn good, but usually I just throw it down and just get to draw the 2 cards. And the ending of the game, it's of course we play 4 copies of Senzu Bean. You have to play 4 copies of Senzu Bean. 3 would be good, but I am playing at 4 because I have win game just with Senzu, especially the last surprise attack that you hit with the Kid Buu, right? That you untap some energy just to play with the guy. So how's the combo like? You want to start with this guy. So when you have this guy, depending on what you have in your hands, you would want to search for either one of these 2 cards. Hopefully you have both of them in your hands, but if you just have this in your hand, you search for this. If you have this in your hand, you search for this. Usually I find myself not having any problems just to get one of this. So in the early game, evolve this on top of this for 3, and then you can go for the swing, and it helps you to awaken if you want to. Another thing that you can do is that because of him, when he awakens, you get 2 red energy. Put it on top, then you get 2. And remember, the power just translate over to him, and then you have your evolve target. What you want to do also is that if you have this card in your hand, perfect, put it underneath with it. So you just pretend you search and you said I choose nothing. Yep. And then you put one of these cards in your hands, depending on the situation, put it underneath and search your deck to bring out the big Buu. Where's my big Buu? I can't find my big Buu. Okay, bring out this Buu. Go for the swing, choose the ability, swing, double strike first because double strike carries on, then swing again, draw a card, tap 1 blue, discard 2 cards, swing. So if your opponent is tapped out at around turn 3 or turn 4, turn 3, turn 4, turn 3, what you can do, turn 4, you could go 2, 2, 3. So that is 7 damage in 1 turn. Usually your opponent will not be caught off guard like that, but that's something which is achievable with this deck. And with all this discarding and drawing cards, discarding and drawing cards, you have a higher chance of getting the correct cards in your hands. So this is Buuhan. I sneeze. Okay, this is Buuhan, and hopefully you enjoyed the deck profile and hear from us. Comment, like if you like, dislike the deck, just let me know. Comment, we have a discussion, and hear from each other next time. Ciao.